Hello! I just got momentarily distracted. Light is making my finey look shard. My forehead looks shiny. There you go, that's a bit better. Hey, Strictly Sega. Well, it's 18 years, not 17 years. But the 18th birthday of my YouTube channel. First upload was 18 years ago. And I'm just getting ready. Oh, there we go. V plus that I want to do first. Whiskey, cognac, yellow chartreuse, dry vermouth, amaretto. A lot of ingredients in this. Okay, now I don't know if machinery is doing something or if just particularly bad bout of tinnitus just popped into my head. And hello, Celtic, as well. And yes, Strictly Sega, it is the 18th birthday of my YouTube. Oh, what the fuck was that? That was... Jesus. So, 18th birthday for my YouTube channel. Yes, my first video was me sitting on the toilet. You absolutely were. And I wasn't even very shouty. I was just talking, and I watched it back. And I think I uploaded the second video a day later. And I thought, I should actually shout. I'm calling myself Angry Aussie. I should shout. Yes, I think you've mentioned that before. And no, because that was an incredibly time-consuming process. And it really fucking taxed. Actually, okay. I was in my older computers. It maybe wouldn't tax my modern computers, but I am not doing that. Also, because the last 100 videos were just live streams anyway. And the idea of watching hundreds of hours of live streams to get a grab, not something that appeals to me. Hey, Heine, by the way. Okay, look, everyone's coming in. I'm going to make this. I actually want to drink this drink. I think I do anyway. I've never had it before. Ooh. Now let's see if I can get a good swath of orange peel to make the drink look nice. Yes, that's way too much pith on the back of it. So we'll just trim that off. Honey, yeah, YouTube is obviously unrecognizable from what it was 18 years ago, or 5 years ago for that matter. But I still like YouTube. You know, I gave up any serious aspirations of, you know, getting anywhere career-wise on YouTube. Probably gave up 10 years ago. High point for my channel was probably 15 years ago. And yeah, like, you know, 4 years ago with COVID, I just stopped doing pre-recorded videos, just do live streams, just chilling in an attempt to improve mental health. That's my big aspiration. Yeah, that's on the cocktail channel. That's just G'day Cocktail Lovers. Oh, biggest change, getting paid. Oh, yeah, stopping the 10-minute limit was a big deal. I still go with getting paid, because that changed everything. Like us first and second wave YouTubers had no real idea what we were doing. It was just like, well, this seems like fun. There was no concept of a career out of it. Like, I literally had the concept I would work out material I could use in stand-up comedy. I would give stand-up comedy a go. The idea of a YouTube career was, not a thing. But getting paid, change everything. And so far as I know, YouTube, for all its shortcomings and its shortcomings in how it treats creators are many and varied, but for all its shortcomings, so far as I know, YouTube treats creators better than any other platform. And you reckon, well, format-wise, there's so many changes because, of course, the first couple of years of YouTube was such low resolution, and when it gets more and more resolution, it was more of a put the video front and center. Sorry, what are you referring to? Strictly Sega, that's gone now. What are you saying? Do I have any plans to do pre-recorded videos? Really, just the cocktail ones. I mean, I vaguely talk about maybe doing some stuff about men's mental health in particular, but I don't know if it will. Getting paid? No, getting paid's not gone. I mean, for me, it is. When they started getting tougher with the rules, like if you've got swears in it, and people jump through all these hoops to avoid demonetization, and I just went fuck that, and I voluntarily demonetized my channel. I probably got thousands of YouTube bucks. The highest single month was several $100s. And then I did get paid by people to do stuff solely because I was on YouTube. But I probably made a couple of $1,000s off YouTube. Anyway, look, I've got my attractive strip of orange peel for garnish. So now, okay, it's got quite a lot of ingredients, so it's going to take me a minute to set them up. No, maybe I could smear a cocktail cherry. Yeah, I mean, the YouTube money paid for several camera upgrades. Because I spent several $1,000s on cameras over the time. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and spear a cherry, have it ready. Stab. Ha, from hell's dark heart I stab at thee. All right, I got it. That's not too bad. It's like third go. All right, put that there. Okay, what do I need to get out of the cupboard? Yellow, chartreuse, and amaretto. Yellow chartreuse, hiding in the mysterious cupboard of mystery. Amaretto. Naked amaretto. What are we doing? Cognac and whiskey. We'll do the Martell. Now, just to look this up, does it say rye whiskey? I'm gonna look this up. Kids, actually, the advertising for kids' channels, there's less advertising and it pays less than for the adult channels. But several of the biggest in the world, and I think Australia's biggest channel, are kids' channels. And I think they probably do okay. Let me see. I am just going to double check what the recommend the VL Plus. VL Plus. Bourbon. Okay. Suits me. Yes, the popular kids channels do get more views. Exactly as you say, kids watch the same thing over and over. That is true. So the successful kids channels are very successful. Right. Okay, we are going to make the drink first. So we get to this. In a perfect world, I would have much more space to do this. Oh well, it is not a perfect world. And we cope with that accordingly. Okay, let's. All right. Got little spirit bubbles. You know what a spirit level is? A little bubble in a thing. And it's telling me I'm fairly level. But it always looks a little bit crooked when I edit. It's just like, well, you know what? I'm just going to frickin' deal with that. Okay, so that's there. Get the GoPro ready. We're saying, oh yeah, sorry. What are you saying, Strick? Sorry about the kids' channels. Yeah. Okay. You know what I could never bring myself to do? React videos. Some people I quite like do them, and it's fine. I just can't bring myself to do it. Okay. Oh, fuck it. You know, gonna do more of the Bourbon Cask Starwood because we can. Amaretto, sugar syrup, Peychaud's bitters, and aromatic bitters. Peychaud's and aromatic. Okay, look at all that stuff. That's a lot of ingredients. Right, I'm going to take all the lids off so I can do that quickly. Get ready, because here I come now. Okay. Never met a man made me feel. That song always gets stuck in my head, the old disco song, Get Ready, when I'm getting ready. Power of suggestion. Okay, now I just got to check, is my ice suitably. It does look suitably tempered. There's no frost on it. Okay, so that's ready. When I'm ready, steady, go. Everybody razzle dazzle. Good old Bill Haley song. Not the one from, was it All That Jazz? Something? Give him the old razzle dazzle. All right, turning this on. And this on. little bit. Right. Yeah. What are you doing? Jesus fucking Christ. No, fuck it. Yellow chartreuse. Oh shit, drive the move. It's over there. Forgot one of my ingredients. Even more ingredients than I thought. 5 mils of amaretto. I think I got this one wrong. Sugar syrup. 10 mils. One dash of Peychaud's bitters. That is orange bitters. That is not Peychaud's bitters. Ooh. Sharp-eyed people are going to have some fun things to see in this video. See how sharp-eyed they are. 1 dash of Peychaud's bitters. 1 dash of aromatic bitters. All right. Man, that was a lot of faffing about. Man, I hope that worked. Hello, Dr. Abigail. I know, things changed. So as a trade-off, I'm probably not doing a Tuesday night stream this week, just because of things moving around in the angry house. All right, let's get on there, god damn it. Oh, shit. Wait, am I recording that? Man, I almost started that shit without recording it. So easily distracted. Yeah, that is tasting good. Glass with the clear ice there. Okay. Bring that in. That's a nice look. Resist. And All right. So that. Now we take a picky chewer. Where to put my phone? Right. Over that. Do this. And this back around here. And on the audio recorder, as the French say. Hey, Justin. Got to do a bit of talky stuff, and then I'll be sitting down. That's about right. That's ready. Recording. G'day, cocktail lovers. I love boozy, stirred down cocktails. One of my favorites is the New Orleans classic, the Vieux Carré, which is French for the old square. And I love that. And I also love there are so many variations and riffs on it. And it's also quite easy to come up with riffs on your own as well, because you look at the elements and go, oh, it's kind of like that, but we'll bring a different note in. And this is a variation, not of my creation. It's called the Vieille Place, which is still meaning the old square, but that's the feminine version. Because the French are weird like that. They have masculine and feminine. I didn't know you could have masculine and feminine of the same thing, but I know very little about foreign languages. I'm just believing what I'm reading. So this is the feminine version, and it's got quite a few ingredients in it. I want to have a little bit of a taste, and then I'll take you through the ingredients. Oh, and this does not disappoint. It's boozy, it's got a little bit of sweetness and herbal elements. Just what I like about the Vieux Carré. I'll show you the elements that go into it. Like a few of the New Orleans cocktails, it's got a split of whiskey and brandy in it. Some of these New Orleans cocktails, they recommend rye whiskey, some say bourbon. I'm using an Australian whiskey from Starward that was actually aged in ex-bourbon casks. One of my newest purchases, really nice. Technically, this is not bourbon. It is a brandy. Martell are quite famous for their brandies, for their cognacs, in fact. And this is a VSOP cognac, the very special old pale. So that's not the oldest cognac. That would be XO. So, but they actually finished this in bourbon barrels, ex-bourbon barrels. And because of the strict rules around cognac, they can't call this cognac. So there's a base split of these two. A lot of these cocktails I like have sweet vermouth in them. This one, for a change, has dry vermouth. And so that's going to give it a slightly lighter taste compared to the sweet vermouth. So it's worked quite well in this case. And there's a split of liqueurs as well. I'm using yellow chartreuse. The original recipe I saw said to use Suze. You know what? I do not use enough of these various herbal elements to have all of them on hand. And while yellow chartreuse and Suze aren't the same, they're in the same ballpark. So this works for me. And there's also a little bit of amaretto. This is a locally made amaretto. They call naked amaretto because there's no artificial things in it. It almost wouldn't be a New Orleans cocktail without Peychaud's bitters. This one actually, again, another split. There is both Peychaud's and aromatic bitters in this one, and a little bit of sugar ship. We're on the good sugar ship. That's a good ship lollipop? I don't know. Sugar syrup. And I think I'll just leave that in the video. Sugar syrup ties it all together, and a lot of elements in here. I'll show you how we make it. In a mixing glass, put just under an ounce, around 25 mils of whiskey, and then the same amount, just under an ounce, 25 mils of brandy, and then we're doing 2/3 of an ounce or 20 mils of yellow chartreuse or Suze, and half an ounce or 15 mils of dry vermouth, and just around a bar spoon or 5 mils of amaretto. And then we're doing 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of sugar syrup. Rounding things out, we have 1 dash of Peychaud's bitters and 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice, preferably sexy clear ice. And for garnishes, my favorite for this type of drink, doing a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. I do like to talk up the sexy clear ice, and as I often do when I'm making a cocktail that has it in it, say stay tuned for the link because I have a super easy way to do it that doesn't require special equipment and doesn't take up a huge amount of freezer space, like putting a mini cooler in there, and you get a great result. I just think the clear ice looks so good in these cocktails. I really enjoy using it, and I really enjoy the taste of this one too, most importantly. It's a fun template to play with. It's sort of in this mid-ground between an old-fashioned and a Manhattan, and the different elements on it make for a really interesting drink. And I'll wager I'm going to find more Vieux Carré variations in the future and try them out as well, because I really love this style of drink. I think maybe you will too. You should give it a go. Let me know which of these style of drinks is your favorite. And please enjoy yourself, look after yourself, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do, I will say cheers. I'm smiling like I like people, and I don't like people. Okay. And I'm just going to do this as well. And now I'm going to sit down. Ooh, I'm going to switch a few things off. Switch that off. Switch that off. Get this out of the way. I'm thinking of doing a Venmo video tonight, but it'll be short. Won't be for a little while. I go sit down and drink this, bringing the chair around, and we're back. Oof. So we're saying about TV shows and movies. Oh, you want me to do music reviews? Sorry, and that stemmed off Celtic King asking if I do reviews. I do booze reviews. Yeah, I've certainly got opinions about movies and TV shows. Ugh, you got a cold. That always sucks. And you've got the Monarch's Day off tomorrow, yes? Is the Huntsman a Mormon, Celtic? Scared 2 people from Wollongong. Oh, dear. They've never seen a huntsman? Oh, they've only been in the country for about a month. Sorry, I just thought, someone from Wollongong who's never seen a huntsman? That's an excellent question, Justin. What drink am I giving my channel? I think I'm doing this one on behalf of my channel because this is fucking awesome. Oh, that's yummy. Oh, that is yummy. That's some good shit. I really like it. Okay. I was going to make a bottled cocktail to take to a party this week. I think it's going to be that, or a version of that anyway. So that's my plan. Ooh, yeah, for making a bottle-sized one, I get to really experiment. Quite looking forward to that. Okay, so the husband of that couple is an immigrant and just got exposed to a huntsman. Well, I hope you reassured him that they're harmless and they are friends. Huntsmen are our friends, and just be cool with the huntsman. Uh, don't try and squish them or spray them. They're nice. The only way they're dangerous is they might scare you to death. Like, I've actually heard stories where they've caused a car accident because they were like living in the visor of a car, and someone's driving down a highway and they flip the sun visor down, and a huntsman sort of falls down into their lap and they freak out. I would freak out, even though I'd go, "It's a huntsman, it's fine." I'd still freak out, and they crash. I don't know if any of those stories are true. I've heard so many variations with people swearing they're true. I just don't know. Do you just get regular huntsman visitors this time of year, Musical Aviator? Oh yeah, no, I've had very similar things. Hanging out on a doorknob, and it's like, "No, my friend, go away." I see, the huntsman is a Mormon. It's been living in the church for years. Must be a convert by now. They're very intelligent. They understand what's going on. Oh man, that is a class fucking drink. Also, review of date night last night. Mrs. Angry and I went to a place near Toorak called, it's just called Pony. Not the Pony restaurant. It's just called Pony. Fuck me, it was good. It's our second time there. Really glad we went back. Everything was just fantastic. Everything was 8 or 9 out of 10. The food, the drinks. They had a clarified cocktail, one of my favorite things, and it was one of the best I've ever had. It was just awesome. Hey, Luke, how are you doing? I love that. You've nicknamed the spider Moroni because you think he's a convert. Nice. Ah, excellent. Moroni the Huntsman. Um, yeah, I got through. Okay, date night. Yeah, they did one of the best clarified cocktails I've ever tasted. Um, uh, we had one cocktail last time we were there. Their version of a grasshopper, and a grasshopper is a kind of shit drink, quite honestly. But they did it amazing. It's creme de menthe and cream and something else. And it's a kind of shit drink, quite honestly. But what they did with it, the cream is separate. They have, I think it's like this whipped malted cream. And so they make the drink that's like creme de menthe and something. And then like they layer on this whipped malted cream and you drink the drink through the cream. It's so fucking good. So yeah, basically all the cocktails were like 8 or 9 out of 10. All the food was 8 or 9 out of 10. So good. Thanks, Luke. Like I was saying, like, you know, to be completely honest, the peak of my channel was obviously like 15 years ago, and I stopped putting serious effort into being big on YouTube 10 years ago. And we're more than 4 years into me just abandoning making pre-recorded videos and just hanging out on live streams. I'm just hanging around, but it still gets like more than 11,000 views a month. It's just the sheer volume of stuff I've put up. So it's weird. So I'm a little nothing inconsequential YouTube channel, and I still get 11,000 views a month. Like when I started, I would have found it hard to believe I'd ever get 11,000 views on anything I did. It's weird. So, honey, what's this? Netflix changing the cost. Oh, yeah. They're all putting prices up. Have you heard of Date Night Huntsman? Took 3 girls out to meal and stand-up comedy night. Trip home, a huntsman decided to hitchhike a ride. Oh, are you the person who had a car accident because there was a huntsman in your car? Because as much as I'm saying huntsmen are friends, they're cool. Don't be. I could not guarantee that I would not absolutely freak out if there was a huntsman in the car while I was driving. Particularly if it was surprise huntsman, like dropping the sun visor and it falling in the sun visor into my face or body or lap or even on the floor. I cannot promise I wouldn't freak out. I'd like to think I wouldn't, but in all honesty, I can't hand on heart say I would not freak out because I fucking might. Because it's just a scary concept, quite honestly. And on the non-alcoholic front, I've been into these Schweppes mineral waters. Still half price at Woolies this week. I've never had this flavor, so I hope I like it. Passion fruit and pineapple sounds good, and I like the other two flavors. I hope I like it because I got a box of 12 of them. I'll be drinking that later. Ooh. So like the clarified cocktail I was talking up from date night. I talked to the, I don't know what you call her, the boss of the night, the meter D, the guy who's managing that night. Very nice, chatty guy, and the menu didn't even say it was clarified. It's just it kind of sounded interesting. It was whiskey and other stuff, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I'll try that. I think they called it a Cadillac. And I said, I'll get that. And he goes, oh, yeah, I'll just check with the bartender because he's like been unhappy with some batches lately. And I was just like, are you batching the cocktails? I mean, got all this. And I didn't think much of it. And then I got it, and it was perfectly clear with a clear cube of ice. And I tasted it, and it just had this silky mouthfeel. And I went, oh, is this a clarified cocktail? And when he came over, I said, is this milk clarified? And he's going, oh, well, it's the clarification process. But they used creme fraiche. I don't know how that's different to cream. We're on the internet. Let's look it up. Creme fraiche. Literal translation is fresh cream. It's made from dairy cream that's been soured using bacteria in the form of a starter culture to slightly thicken and acidify it. Creme fraiche, usually made with cream that has at least 30% fat content. There you go. It's slightly yogurtized fresh cream. Okay. So it's not quite sour cream, but it's getting into that territory. Okay. So inspired by them, I'm trying and also it had tonka beans in it, which are this very strong flavor. So I went out and found tonka beans today, and they're really expensive, but you only use a little bit of them in a drink. Yes, well, it's cream that was fresh that's gone slightly off, as in you've acidified it and introduced bacteria. Hey, Asafa. Oh, yes, we did get the confirmation that they found Michael Mosley's body. I mean, when they didn't find him the first day, it's like, oh, he's dead. The 67-year-old went walking on treacherous trails in 40-degree heat on his own, and he'd left his phone behind. It's like, damn. And he seemed like, perfectly reasonable person. He popularized the idea of intermittent fasting, and he was always exploring health things and does this work and does that work. He definitely seemed like an okay guy. And made an error of judgment, essentially. Dr. Abigail, Michael Mosley is a doctor, had TV shows. He popularized the idea of intermittent fasting, as I said. I think he introduced parasites into his stomach to see what effect it had. Like, was it tapeworm? I don't know, because I think he'd been assured it's not like super bad for you. And he was exploring all these things that theoretically extended your lifespan. Hello, Hannah. What does not extend your lifespan is going on walks alone in treacherous paths in 40-degree heat. Oh, nice. Toadbread got eaten. Excellent. Oh, and I don't have the Discord open. I have to open the Discord. Where are we on? Sorry, I love this picture. I do have to share this. Toadbread going for a swim in soup. That is absolutely perfect. Oh my god, that's so good. Love the fact that Toadbread went for a swim in soup. Well, that's what we call inflation, musical aviator. When we first got there, we were a little bit late for a number of reasons. We were going to get there 7. We probably didn't get there till 7:30, and it was pretty busy. Oh my god, there were these 2 young women just behind us who were just fucking shrieking, and I don't like to be a killjoy. I don't like to cause a scene, but I swear to God, I was this close to just leaning over and going, would it be okay if you didn't shriek so much? Because you are working on my last nerve right now. And the place wasn't even that loud. I mean, there was a lot of conversation, but there was no excuse. And some people might say, oh, that's like a gendered slur saying women shriek. That's the only way to describe. Like, they were shrieking with laughter, and their voices were for no reason raising to shriek levels. And I don't know if someone I had my back to them, so I didn't do it. I don't know if someone gave them the hairy eyeball or whatever, but it was like, A, they did calm down after a while. B, they weren't there as late as us. Like, they left at about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 8:30, probably 8:30, about halfway through the time we were there. Yeah, it's kind of like when I were young and going out to places, like Oxford Street in Sydney, and there'd be another table of young folk that were obviously high as fuck, and they would just be shrieking, laughing, and having really loud conversations, and just being over the top about everything. And if I wasn't like that, I'd be sitting there being grumpy, going, "Yeah, we get it. You're on good drugs, and you're." And it's like the only reason I knew that is because me and my friends would be like that if we were in a similar state. So try to cut them slack. But yeah, this shrieking was a bit unnecessary and really fucking annoying. But they did stop of their own volition. Like I said, I don't know if someone gave them a look. I didn't hear anyone say anything to them. But or even maybe it was just them. Maybe they were not awful people, and they just went, "Oh, we might be going a bit over the top with the raucous shrieking." So, but that was the whole thing. But yeah, it was great. But we were there till about 9:30, I guess, and it was much quieter by that stage. Also, for the last round, the manager, when we talked, because I just like looking at what they have, what drinks they have, what spirits they have behind the bar, and the bartender's, oh, what are you the manager's like, "What do you like? We've got interesting Amaro and whiskey experience." I said, "Oh, yeah, the whiskeys are kind of interesting." And he said, "Oh, there's this one really interesting one. Uh, it was the bottle was from France. Apparently, they imported multiple Scotch whiskies, came up with their own blend, and then matured that blend in French oak. And it was just a little bit peaty. And he talked it up so much, and I think he wanted me to be impressed. I went, okay, last round, that'll be my post dinner drink. I'll get just a shot of that whiskey. And it was quite nice. Really sat with you, warmed you up, a little bit smoky. It was good. And you like to join in with the 5-second delay, shrieking, "Oh my God, she did." And you go, "Oh my God, she did." I have seen, guys, from the early days of YouTube, an American guy I know who's doing comedy, and he did a couple videos where in public places, when people were having loud mobile phone conversations, he'd like record it. He would sit there with his phone sitting near them, and he would answer what they said, and this person would kind of eventually work out that he was taking the piss out of them, and they were like, they'd eventually go, "What are you doing?" And he's going, "I'm sorry, I'm on the phone." It's just like, are you saying I can't have a loud private conversation in a public space? Is that what you're saying? It was mildly humorous because he wasn't super mean. But it was kind of funny that he would be pretending to be on the phone and would answer whatever they said, and they would eventually realize that what he's doing. Then he would deny that's what he was doing. Fun and games. Okay, I am going to make one more cocktail video. I am going to make a rum sour with orange juice because I have some orange juice. And I'm going to reuse the sexy clear ice. Although you won't see the clear ice in a sour because it's going to be all cloudy, but c'est la vie, as the French say. Dealio. All right, reuse this ice. Oh, we're gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture. Don't know if anyone does know about that tradition of shaking a Polaroid picture as it develops, but that was never in the instructions, and it does nothing to help the developing of the picture. And the Polaroid company were like, "Yeah, we do not fucking know why people do that and why they think they have to, because it does nothing for the developing of the picture." And that's straight from the source. Right. You're gonna reuse that glass. Oh god, I've got all this shit to put away. Damn. Okay, I'll just put this out of here so it's out of shot. Justin. Oh, Sunak and D-Day. What? Is it a scandal? He left a D-Day ceremony? Nothing matters. They're just going to get fucking creamed in the general election. And dipshit Keir Starmer is going to be Prime Minister. And he'll probably fucking out-Tory the Tories. The guy sucks. Like, might not be as horrifically bad as the Tories, but he fucking sucks. And I refuse to pretend otherwise. All right. We want an aged rum. Lord Kanya, 7-year-old. I mean, why not? I don't think I've opened this. No, I have. Huge bottle of Flor de Cagna. Probably should be using. Anyway. All right. Oh, I've got my phone over here. Here's my phone. I'm gonna look up this rum sour recipe. Then I'm gonna sit down. It's all. Okay, the plus is over here to doing, and a rum sour. It's just rum, orange juice, lime juice, sugar syrup. Okay. Ooh, we're gonna do foam in this. Okay. Make this a foamy sour. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? All right. I freaking left Jigger out in the kitchen. I have to run out there. I'll be back in a sec. Well, less than 30 seconds. I don't know. It wouldn't be a stream, cocktail making stream, if I didn't forget things that I needed to make cocktails. So check out Discord. I will check out the Discord memes when I finish this. Oh shit. Anyway. Orange juice. Orange juice. Squeezed just today. Lime juice. And sugar syrup. Alright, we're all good. Oh, I need my friggin' GoPro though. Hey Joe, what do you know? As soon as I can go. Alright. Let's do it. Orange juice, orange juice. $50 of lime juice. 50 mils of sugar syrup. And so all right. That's all the elements. Do that. And put that there. All right, all right, all right. Let's shake this sucker up. Gonna shake it a lot. Cause I want it to be really cool. Right, that's about as much exercise as I can stand. Like the only exercise I get is shaking cocktails. Not strictly speaking, true. I go for walks. terms of garnish, I'm going to put a couple of drops. Couple of drops of bitter as a garnish. Okay. Get a picture of this now. Right. And the GoPro off. That's done. Okay. And just get a picture for publicity purposes. All right. All right. Now, stop. And I've knocked the cord out. Do this. Turns that on. And I'll be sitting down soon. All right, that looks good. Let's do this. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a version of a rum sour, and this recipe caught my eye because it included orange juice. So I squeezed some oranges. Let's taste it. Ooh, it's a nice variation on the usual sour. Here's how we make it. In a shake, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of an aged rum, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of orange juice. Follow that with half an ounce or 15 mils of lime juice and half an ounce or 15 mils of sugar syrup. If you want to make it foamy, you could use egg white, aquafaba. I'm doing a few drops of Wonder Foam. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard. I'm shaking for about 20 seconds to get it nice and foamy, and then straining that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice. In terms of garnish, I'm just putting a few drops of aromatic bitters on the foam. I don't use orange juice in cocktails very often, but this has come up really well. I recommend you try this version of a rum sour. Cheers. Done, we are done. I've got a decent head of foam on that. Quite like having a head of foam. I think I'm going to put my garnishes back in there to get a bit of flavour. Didn't want to do it in the actual video. As Bert Burnham says, art is a lie. Bring this chair around. Put it there. Sorry, I'm just going to get my garnishes, which are over here. Put the lid back on this jar of cherries so I don't fuck it up. There we go. That's done. And now I sit down. I'm not going to make any more videos tonight. Just going to sit down and chill out. Because that's the way, I like it. Okay, Discord memes. Is last week tonight still on? Oh, yeah, it is. I watch it on YouTube sometimes. I just saw what Strictly Sega posted. Wow, that's old though. That's a couple of years ago when I was still in the kitchen and my hair hadn't grown out yet. That's probably from 2020, maybe 2021. Yeah, I know yes, the Wangafat one is old. Just did the cocktail lovers ones. Nice. Very meme-ish. Because of the vest and the glasses. Noish. Oh wow. All right, looking at the thing Dr. Abigail made. All right, so Dr. Abigail has designed and printed this brooch. It's very nice. And if I'm understanding correctly, it's held on magnetically, which is what this one is showing. Magnets, how do they work? That's very cool. I like that. All right, just closing a few tabs. So I've got shit under control. Nice, very nice. Oh, is that designed to hold your glasses? Ah, neat. All right, back to my rum sour. Look at the foam. I like the foam. Foam is visual and there's a bit of texture. Oh, that's pretty fucking good. I know my favorite thing about that ridiculous, insane clown posse song where they do magnets. How the fuck do they work? Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Just because you don't understand how something works doesn't make it magic. There was actually a pretty good piss take of that on Saturday Night Live. It doesn't look a bit like a beer, doesn't it, Safa? Kind of beerish coloured and with the head of foam on it. I agree with you. It looks a bit like a beer. Yes. Magnets, how do they work? I like people who ask questions. How does that work? I dislike people who aren't asking questions in good faith and reject the answer you give them. Man, that's fucking good. That is actually really good. I'm going to peel another bit of orange peel. Oh, the cherry's invisible because of the foam, Safa. See, here's the cherry. I did put the cherry in just to get it some more flavor. I'm going to put another piece of orange peel in. Ooh. Oh, I love the smell of the orange oil when you do that. And again, I'm going to carve off the excess pith. Oh, fucking broke the orange peel. Why not? Fuck you, orange peel. Why'd you do that to me? Why'd you do me dirty like that, orange peel? Okay, put a little bit of orange peel in there. And this bit's good. Okay. Let's put that in there. Giving Mrs. Angry some nice flavored orange peel to put in a hot chocolate in the morning. You remember speaking to famous nerdcore hip hop MC Frontalot about magnets. He too didn't know how magnet works, didn't either at the time. But next time you talk to him, you're telling the secret. Nice. Although, as again, my limited understanding of it. Okay, so your design thing, not just a brooch, wouldn't have the gap. The gap there's to hold the gas. That's very cool. Yes, magnets work because of electron spin, but this is not denying science. Magnets are one of those things where, yeah, there's really solid science behind this is how and why magnets work. But there's something a little bit magical about it at the same time. It's just like how you can get something that's not magnetic and treat it in a particular way. So you've magnetized it. And it's things happening on the atomic or subatomic level, which is what makes magnetism work. And it's just, and the fact that we can manipulate that and to a degree control that, it's friggin' wild. Mm. Is magnet voodoo magic? Well, it's science magic. It just is a fantastic example of the complexity of physics, and it's just absolutely incredible to me. Electrons have a quantum property for all intents and purposes. Acts like spin, even though they're point-like particles. If they're spinning, they rip themselves off. Yes, once people really look into, and because that's the other thing. Technically, when you think about us being made out of atoms and electrons spinning around a nucleus and all this stuff, we're mostly empty space. But we're solid. It's the world is such an amazing and complex place, and so many elements of science, things that we have understood through scientific study. I don't think understanding them through science takes away the magical qualities of them, because reality is just so incredible. But it's also artistic when you get stuff with really complex mathematics and repeating patterns and whatnot, and you find out this all exists in nature, like the number of plants that grow in line with mathematical principles and minerals forming in ways that can be explained in mathematics. It's fucking wild. Isn't that light as well, Dr. Abigail? Electrons act as a particle and a wave function. Light, based on the evidence, can be both a particle and a wave. And again, because shit's wild, yo. Existence, the universe, and everything is wild. Yeah, and we're solid because of electrons and their electromagnetic fields. And we're obviously solid. But like you said, from a particular perspective, we're mostly empty space. It's fucking weird. Because when you get right down to the atomic and subatomic level, and you go like, oh, there's space between these tiny things. And if we're just made up of an uncountable number of these tiny things, we're mostly empty space. Saying light, photons, is the transmission particle of the electromagnetic force, which would be why they act like the electromagnetic force, I guess. But there's that famous experiment that has the scientists saying like, well, we have the evidence for both light is a particle and light is a wave. Uh, quantum physics, yo, it's wild. But, I think that just makes everything more interesting. That every time someone tries to force simplicity on the understanding of something, reality just exhibits itself to be more complex. Oh, there you go. The dual slit experiment originally used electrons. Yes, that's what made me think of it when you said electrons behave both as particles and waveforms, as is light. Hey, EOR explorers, feeling lonely, but made up a great deal. Well, that's good. If you're lonely, this is seriously, that's what these live streams were all about. I started just doing these live streams at the start of COVID when we were all getting isolated and everything was weird and fucked up. And I just didn't want to do the angry shouting thing anymore. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a thing where I just hang and chill out. Anyone who wants to join me can. It's just going to be low key. And the idea is preserving sanity. Inspired. Inspired by the Japanese, as always, with their term of onnomi, online drinking. Exclusive OR is exploring. Am I missing something, or did you just make that up, or is that a thing? Ooh, a big question. What are newer experiments beyond electrons? Because I believe you're right that there's just weird cutting edge shit. I feel like the stuff that at the cutting edge of research and hypothesizing and theorizing is so freaking mind blowing that people who don't specialize in the field have trouble wrapping their head around it. And this stuff about, the origins of the universe, theories of space time. Yes, I know you're on Twitch and not on YouTube. Yes. Okay, so XOR or exclusive OR is Boolean logic expression similar to the OR function. Yes, you're on Amazon rather than Alphabet. Yeah. Oh dear. But it's all good. That's why I do the restreaming thing. So people can sit on a number of different platforms and hang out if they so desire. Oh, it's OR? It's XOR. Okay. XOR. Thank you for that. XOR explores. And or XOR. Okay. My favorite thing about my favorite hypothesis that very smart people are doing about the nature of the universe, the origin of the universe, the Big Bang and where it ends up and stuff. It's like it's only understandable if the way we generally experience time and the way humans generally understand the concept of time as in linear progression in one direction is not real. That time is actually cyclical. And there is a hypothesis that the universe is in a repeating cycle, repeating over an uncountable, unfathomable to a human mind number of years, like trillions of years, expansion into nothing and then collapse and then another big bang and then starts all over again. I do not know my Boolean logic operators at all, not even a little bit. Michael Mosley was born in India. Well, a lot of famous people who we consider to be English were actually born in colonies. Like one of my favorite actors, Richard E. Grant, was actually born in Zimbabwe, I think. He was definitely born in Africa. Oh, I'm aware of that. I don't think I've seen it. Loving Vincent. It's animation made up of, yeah, 650,000 paintings. Oh, it absolutely. I have read a little bit about multidimensional time, and it absolutely did blow my noodle. And fully admit it's outside my comprehension. So it is. Dr. Abigail's right. You learn the makeup of logic gates. There you go. Nice. Now I've got that thing about Richard E. Grant. I need to look it up. So let's just need to look things up because we're on the internet. So why the fuck not? Richard E. Grant. Swazi. He's Swazi. Okay. And he's quite proud of it. He mentions it all the time. He was born in Swaziland. 10 years older than me. Yeah, he's quite proud of his Swazi heritage. It's Vincent van Gogh. Yeah, let's learn shit. Yeah. Oh, 65,000, not 650. Yeah, I've seen clips of it. Very pretty with a thing. Is Michael Pocock from Zimbabwe? I don't know. Wasn't Freddie Mercury born in not Tanzania, the island? I know. Fuck it. Let's look it up. Freddie Mercury. No, he's born in Tanzania. There you go. You were right. He was 20 years older than me. Oh, David Pocock, the rugby player turned politician. Well, fuck it. Let's look him up too. David Pocock, senator. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Hair does a whole thing because he's bald. It just makes you look so old. He's only 36. He's 20 years younger than me. Fucking looks my age, honestly. Raised in Zimbabwe. Born in South Africa. Raised in Zimbabwe. God, hair is such a thing. Bald men look so old. Oh, Freddie Mercury. Queen do just so many good songs. Very much enjoy Queen's music. Even saw them live once with Freddie Mercury. I know they have toured post Freddie Mercury's death with someone else taking on the lead singer role. Just not going to be the same. Actually saw Freddie Mercury in the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Support act was an Australian act I like, Flotsam Jetsam. Something like gay disco music. Yep. And then I'm sure I've told the story. The reason I saw Queen in the 80s, my sister was just the most intense Queen fan. And so when they toured Australia, she got tickets for her and her boyfriend. And then for whatever reason, at the last minute, her boyfriend was refusing to go to the show because they're gay, I think was his thing. And that was in Sydney. I was still at college at this point in Bathurst, which is not that far from Sydney. And my sister just contacted me and basically said, "You're coming to the Queen concert with me." And I went, "Okay." And I did. Frickin' great show. Really good performers. My favorite thing is the thing apparently Freddie Mercury did it in a lot of live shows. I think he did it at Live Aid, where just without telling the audience to sing along, he just starts going, "Day-o," and the audience echoes, and it was this whole call response thing without him saying it, this is a call response thing. Yeah, Safa, it was really something to thank her for, to actually have experienced what was a historic moment. So Strictly saying, although you're very lucky to work at Rod Laver, see a ton of classic artists, they'd put restrictions up for stuff when it was young people's music. Yeah, is that the thing you did? Day-o. I'm almost sure Queen with Freddie Mercury only toured Australia once. But we are on the fucking internet. Ooh, wow. Queen Australian tours. No, not the Queen. Freddie Mercury Australian tour. Did Freddie Mercury 3 times. Oh, Sunbury in the 70s. Shit. Sunbury was a music festival. And then in 1976 for a night at the opera. And then in 1985, which was the one I saw. Okay, that was their 3rd time in Australia. Ooh, this is a fun headline. Sunbury 1974, the day Queen were booed in Australia. God damn. Okay, what's this fucking story? Okay, so Queen Molly Meldrum says is the roughest treatment I've ever seen. Pete Evans wrote a book on it, said much has been written about Queen's performance. Little of it is correct. Queen were booked to do 2 shows. At that time, Queen were not known at all. They'd only had 1 album, didn't get to the Australian top 40. Brian May acknowledged in a radio interview decades later, we shouldn't have been the headliner. Resentment from local bands, don't blame them really. Was it late in the afternoon? They wanted to perform when the sun had gone down and they could use lights. Stalled and fart-assed around. Aussie crowd got pissed off and started to give them hell. Audience just spat the dummy. Sunbury stage crew refused to help the band set up. Don't want to piss off an Australian audience. Michael Chugg, who was managing Stevie Wright at the time, took to stage inciting the masses, who were fueled by 30-cent cans of beer. As soon as these pommy bastards are off stage, we'll have Madder Lake, who were quite big, Chugg proclaimed. One of the Madder Lake roadies dropped his pants to show the visitors what locals thought of them. Place just erupted. Molly Meldrum was trying to manage things. Excuse me, he said, told the fiery fans, band's going to be big, and this man, he points to Chugg, is an idiot. Punters paid $12 for a 3-day ticket and were very abusive to Queen when they came on stage. It's been reported Queen were booed off stage, but they did play their full set. Even Chug admits they were incredible performers. Within a few songs, they'd turn the pissed off freaks around. Playing went well, May said. So then Freddie Mercury convinced the band to play some 50s classics. Rowdy reception rocked the band. When they exited the stage, Mercury had a farewell message for the crowd. When we come back to Australia, Queen will be the biggest band in the world. And he was fucking right. And then he threw his tambourine at roadies. Madeleine followed Queen to rapturous applause. Next night, Queen got their biggest cheer when it was announced they wouldn't be playing because Freddie Mercury was sick with a severe ear infection. Okay, that was just a weird, fun story. I hope you enjoyed me relating it to you. Eeyore, in college came up with "You're Gonna Be My Hideaway." Flotsam Jetsam were a fun sort of 80s band. I haven't been t Queen's probably the most famous one I've been to. Your dad went to a Judas Priest concert where people were crowding the rafters, it got shut down. Um, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest acts I saw, I mean, Queen would be the biggest act I've seen. I did go to this YouTube event in San Francisco that had people performing like Katy Perry and Usher, and a few other weird big acts. Um, that was okay. We're talking about what changed in YouTube. YouTube always suffered from uh, like doubt about their own people. Whenever they had big events, they would hire some huge act that weren't YouTubers. And I was like, just put fucking YouTubers on the stage. Okay, Paul McCartney's pretty fucking big though. Saw Paul McCartney in 1992. I didn't pay for the YouTube concert. I paid for my trip and accommodation. And what was wild is, yeah, they just said come along, and there were seating, kind of like that was the prime seats, and then there was this cattle area, and then there were people who were still outside who were watching on screens. When I eventually registered and said, "Oh yeah, I'm doing the thing," and they gave me a ticket, and it's like, "Yeah, go in there," and I was like, "Okay," and I was in the literal front fucking row of this show. It was wild. I'd play the videos on my YouTube channel. I'd play it on the stream, but I'd probably get content matched. But what was interesting, and I only found this out later, there was a camera right next to me, big fucking camera they had for the show, and I had my little handheld camera, and I'm shooting around, and I was joking, and I sort of put it on the guy, and he put his camera on me. This was before the show started, and I was like, I don't feel insecure just because his camera is bigger than mine, whatever. What I didn't know is that was broadcasting to YouTube. Like the whole thing was actually live for about 5 minutes before the show started, and there were fuck knows how many people watching, and it was just me pissing about with this camera operator, and that was actually being broadcast to the whole world. I had no idea. I probably would have been really nervous if I'd have known that. Oh, you saw Little Richard do Tutti Frutti at a football game. Stuff has been leaked. YouTube employees leaks. Oh, I saw that story. There was a real fucking weird thing. Google employees leaking stuff. But yeah. Ah, you see Metallica. That seems like a fun concert. Missy Higgins, once in the bathroom of a lesbian bar. John Farnham doing JC Superstar. Shared lunch with LRB. That's right. It was something about Among Us, wasn't it? That leak. Safi, you've seen Evanescence. Who did I see? Like Midnight Oil. Trying to think any other big international acts, and nothing's springing to mind. I mean, acts I like, but they're not huge. People like Billy Bragg. Oh, no. Oh yeah, Cold Chisel are doing a, was it 50th anniversary show? Because they're all like in their late 60s now, and they started the band when they were 16 or 17. I did see Cold Chisel in Dubbo. Wow. John Farnham with Tommy. Do you mean Tom Jones? I mean, that's pretty wild. Cold Chisel doing a 50th anniversary show. That is major senior citizen stuff. And it's like, why not? I bet they draw big crowds. And if it props up their retirement, good for them. They put in a lot of years. And yes, they were on Australian Story. And that's where I found out they're doing the tour. I was looking on the ABC website. So when were they in Dubbo? That would have been, I was still at school. So that, oh my God, I saw them more than 40 years ago. Uh, um, oh my God, Andrew's Adventures. I actually know what you're talking about. That is a thing I literally did, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago on YouTube. I was making a video talking about this week in awesome. Look at this. And it was a lemon that had grown on the tree in my backyard. And it was the size of my fucking face. And anyone who knows me, who knows how big my stupid head is, that's a big fucking lemon. Like I'm not joking. It was covering my face. It was fucking huge. Grew on the tree in our backyard. Oh my God. That is such a funny thing to bring up on my 18th anniversary. Thank you for that, Andrew's Adventures. So you saw, was it 98 you saw Tom Jones and John Farnham? Why is it so unfortunate that cultures aren't going to Darwin? Yeah, no. My head maybe looks normal sized here. It's not. My head is not a normal size. It's absurdly large. Oh, you saw Cold Chisel in 98 and vomited. So that's like 15 years after I saw them. I think. If we okay, because I'm just looking shit up. Cold Chisel. So when circus animals. That's eight. Okay, so that's 82. So I saw them in either 82 or 83. That's like argue. That's got, you got Nothing I Want and Forever Now, Bow River. Man, that's arguably their biggest album. Huge fucking hits. I'd like to say that there's a big brain, but I know from experience, it's for a really thick skull. You went with an IRC group. Wow, you had an IRC group called Bong Sesh. Was the IRC group that I was in for ages was called Crossroads. 19, still kind of new to drinking, went to the show, mixed agreeing with it. Yeah, 19 is the age where you drink too much and throw up. Quite a few years since I've thrown up. More than 10. And I was obviously much older than 19 at that point. But yeah. No. The IRC was nothing to do with Dubbo. It was 25 years ago. probably like 25 years ago. No, more than that. Jesus Christ. Almost 30 years ago. Mid 90s. Jesus, time fucking flies. So no, IRC was almost 30 years ago. So the band does the gig, they go off stage and pretend they're done. Oh yeah. So the audience cheers and screams for an encore. But also, if the audience doesn't cheer and scream for an encore, they won't come back. The room was black and you threw up in an ashtray. Either that was a big ashtray, or you didn't have much throw up, or you made a fuck of a lot of thing. You want a welfare check on Pat? I'm sure he might not have been on camera, but I'm sure he actually commented on the stream. You filled the ashtray and put it back. It was a small throw up. Oh my God. I know I've had throw up into a bucket that was too small and physics overtook and it sort of sprayed back. I think the last time I threw up is because I had stomach flu, like swine flu. Oh my God, there was a lady using the ashtray. Oh no. Oh no. I get what you're saying about a loaded burp. I've done that too when you burp and there's actually some follow through, which is not good. Now I'm having flashbacks to when I had stomach flu. That was bad. So drinking at 19, vomiting, best friends laughing. 30 minutes later, he was vomiting worse. That's the whole thing. She makes eye contact with you, putting ash in the ashtray. So the whole thing about throwing up is usually straight after you throw up, you feel better, but that's usually extremely temporary. And that's both if you're drunk or if you're actually sick. It's like a release and then it comes back. I'm having awful flashbacks to when I had this fucking stomach flu, honestly. It was terrible because typical for that sort of thing, it was both ends. But yeah, it's a weird thing. Like when you feel worse and worse and worse, and you go, "I'm definitely going to throw up. I'm definitely going to throw up. This is going to happen." And then you throw up, and momentarily you feel better, and you go, "Oh, I think I'm better now." And then it all comes back again. Fuck. I will fucking going to go on my rant about intelligent design. We are not intelligently designed. We are a series of random accidents. We are at best semi-intelligently designed. Yes, Safa, I've had both my flu jab and a COVID booster because there's so much flu. Andrew's Adventures, thank you so much for coming in with the giant lemon reference. You and me may have been the only ones who got it, but I got exactly what you're saying. Thank you. So Tricky Sega, Jizzle come back out, do Choir Girl. You're back, 100% moshing. Nice. Yeah, get away from the ashtray. Get right away from the ashtray. That's your guilt. You want to hide from your guilt. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Don't know why I do that occasionally. They're a little ASMR. Rubbing my hands together. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Zafa, no fucking idea, actually, what I got. They had my records there, and it's like, yeah, just give me the one I got last time, but a multivalent one. And it's like, yeah. And man, the arm with the I'm trying to remember which one was more sore because they said, oh, we have to do them in different arms because it's too much. I was like, okay. And one of them was sensitive for about, not in a bad way, but it's like if I poked it, it's like felt like a bruise for about a week. Oh yeah, funny now, but humiliating at the time. Yes. Time time gives us the whole thing. I mean, yeah, probably past 10, but probably not super late. There's kind of like two reasons I'm doing a stream tonight. One is that it's a public holiday tomorrow, so I don't have to get up. Mrs. Angry reminded me to switch off my alarm because I have an early alarm because I normally go to the office on Monday and Tuesday. So I have an early alarm. So I'm really glad she told me to switch that off because I don't think I would have thought of it on my own. And that would have fucking sucked. Getting woken up unnecessarily at 6:30 a.m. That would have been some bullshit. Second reason is Mrs. Angry's lad. He's like got this terrible pain in his hands and can't really, because he's doing computer programming at uni, and through repetition through the mouse and the keyboard, he's got this terrible pain, and it's not carpal tunnel syndrome. Apparently, it's like a pinched nerve around here, is the ulnar nerve, and so he's got braces on both hands, and he can't really use them that much. And so he's staying with us more than he would normally. He'd normally split half the time at his dad's place, but his dad's actually gone away for a while. And so he can't really use his hands very well. So looking after him. And so normally Mrs. Angry and I would be watching TV tonight, but he's on the lounge doing stuff on his computer, not using his hands. He's using voice control, which is very funny. And so we're not doing a normally TV viewing tonight. Probably will be tomorrow night, and actually probably will be on Tuesday night. So doing a stream tonight is a trade-off. I probably won't do one on Tuesday night. And then we get to the fun territory, which I'm still just casually hinting at and not saying exactly what happened because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday are either going to be no stream or special surprise extravaganza streams. And honestly, I won't know until Thursday, Friday, Saturday what it's going to be. So that's why I'm doing all the hints. And all the young, even Mrs. Angry's lad is the youngest, and he's over 18. Jesus, mine are 24 and 20. Oh, young Miss Angry hasn't turned 27 yet. She turns 27 in November. So they're 24 and 26. And Mrs. Angry's lad's 19, I think. So back in the 80s, had Wizzy Dizzies, Spanish. Oh my god! Okay, those fucking spinny things in playgrounds, and because I'm older, so I come from the period where there was almost no concern for safety. I hated those fucking things. I wouldn't go. There were these things that would spin around so much, and there was so much centripetal force, they would fucking hurl you off, and you would be horribly injured or get really sick. I tended to not go on them because they were terrible. Was I chatting with young Mr. Angry? Oh my god, that was a couple of years ago, and there were a lot of people on camera, and I thought I'd switched the mic off, and I hadn't, and it was adjusting. I was on the other side of the kitchen talking. It was trying to pick me up, and I was talking, and I eventually came back, and Aidsy and other people were telling me to shut the fuck up, and I was like, fuck all you telling me to shut the fuck up. I switched the microphone off. I'm talking to my offspring. This is my genetic line. This is important. And halfway through this ridiculous rant, it gradually penetrated my very drunk brain. They would not be telling me to shut the fuck up if the microphone was off. And I could not, in fact, be talking to them if the microphone was not off. That was Jesus Christ. Tricky said you had people spinning stuff. I have actually seen a video with one of these ridiculous playground spinny things where adult people have done a thing. Someone had a motorcycle laid on its side, and they had like the back wheel of the motorcycle essentially driving the spinny thing, which was spinning it to terrifying things. And there's one person on it trying to hang her on while someone's got a motorbike going and spinning and going at just insanely too fast. And when the person can't hang on any longer, because they're an adult, not a kid, so they could hang on for a long time, they got flung off so fucking hard. These things were so dangerous, and we had this shit um, all over the place in playgrounds when I was a kid, and it was just terrible. And slides made of metal, so in summer they would just heat up to skin scalding temperatures. Just ridiculous. Okay, Strict Sega, you remember that one too? Typing what I was saying in the chat. Yeah, it was weird. I literally thought I had switched off the microphone, and I went off to talk to young Mr. Angry, and it wasn't switched off. And I was going to call it stupid, but it's a smart microphone. It was actually adjusting itself because it could hear talking, and it's adjusting itself to pick it up. And people were trying to have conversations when I was off camera, but my voice kept cutting across. And it was really funny when I came back and AZ's saying, "Shut the fuck up." And I'm like, "Turn the microphone off. What's the fucking is wrong with you? I'm talking to, my progeny." I was extremely drunk. 2200 is 10 p.m. Yes. We are now at 21:46 according to my clock. Safa, in your hometown, Labor made it work? I don't even know what that's about, but that's fine. Dr. Abigail remembers it too. Everyone remembers me humiliating myself. That's okay. Honey, kind of weird. Realize kids are tougher than one might think. Oh, kids bounce back. Kids can get an injury, like a bad injury, that they'll be over in a couple of weeks. That if I got the same injury, I still wouldn't be over it in 6 months. Kids bounce back, basically. I was well Tim Smith that night. Didn't lose consciousness, but I was really drunk. Oh, so Labor made your playground worse. Okay. Oh yeah. The 8 times timmed was when I wandered off and lost consciousness. And that was hilarious to me. That happened twice in 1 month. But we were doing Angry Bunch and there were other people on, and I just wandered off. And what happened both times, because it was streaming from the kitchen, the lounge is so comfortable. I just have this super comfortable lounge, and I just sat on it and I just fell asleep for 2 hours. And I woke up and could hear voices, and the stream was still going 2 hours later. And yes, I do remember that New Year's Eve, drunkenness, falling off chairs, and you being naked in the church. Also, I feel like at young Mr. Angry's postponed 21st, you were getting changed in the kitchen as well, but it's a whole thing. And that young lass who was dressed up in the Britney Spears costume, that was a fucking night. It was actually young Mr. Angry's 22nd birthday, but his 21st was in lockdown. So he had not a lot of people, maybe a couple dozen people over, and they were top folks. And it was a very fun stream. But now I do the streams in this room much more out of the way, which is all good, all fine and dandy. Oof. Okay. So I don't know if anyone else watches Star Trek Discovery. I just saw Heine and Safa talking about watching the F1. Watching, because Star Trek Discovery is over forever now. And Jesus Christ, they milked it in that last episode, which was a bit disappointing. Okay, I don't think her name was Brittany, was it? But I don't remember. And yes, she was, because we had there was a tent or a marquee out in the backyard, and she disappeared for a while and wondered where she was, and she was snogging some girl out in the backyard. Kudos, basically. Hooking up at a party. Why not? But I think that was a very successful night for young Mr. Angry with a bunch of people there. Had a good time. and various people swanned in and out of the stream. Well, I didn't think it was a snogging tent till they went in there and started snogging, quite honestly. And that was the weird thing. And in fact, the frustrating thing, because it's like, oh, we want a marquee in the backyard for the party. And all the hire charges were absurd. But you could get this thing from Bunnings that we did successfully put together. And it was really effective. And it was much cheaper than hiring something. But it was a single use thing that you're just throwing out. And that makes me really angry. I would much rather not do a single use thing, but hiring a reusable marquee was so much more expensive than getting this single use thing from Bunnings. No, we did not get any neighbor complaints, which is mildly interesting because my neighborhood is so fucking quiet. This is absurdly quiet, this neighborhood. It's just all fucking old people. Um, and it's absolutely wild how quiet this neighborhood is. Sorry, just a Heidi asking, Safa, do you remember Brittany night? Safa, how could I forget? It was pretty fucking memorable, quite honestly. We're all saying, but for a very small number of people, internet classic. Yeah, it was a pretty big night. A lot of people were on the stream, and it was a hell of a stream. It was, yeah, a hell of a stream. All right, I feel the need. No, I'm going to drink some water, cleanse my palate. Oh, just this ice melting is water. Um, I'm going to drink that, and I feel like I need a pee pee break. Was it? Well, there weren't boobs actually exposed on the stream, but Brittany and a couple others were wearing reasonably revealing outfits. I think she had like short shorts thing, but black bra. I think there was reasonably revealing stuff. Oh fuck yeah! I eat ice cream. I had an ice cream tonight. It's on special at Woolies. It was Biscoff. That's what it is. Biscoff ice cream with like a white chocolate coating with bits of Biscoff in the white chocolate. Really fucking yummy and decadent, and on special at Woolies. Everything I get is on special. Yes, you actually changed outfits multiple times in the kitchen. Abigail would go off camera just in another part of the kitchen and get changed. And it's just like, okay, cool. That's a thing that's happening. And the young folk were like, and again, young Mr. Angry, pretty cool crowd of people he hangs out with. There's a whole spectrum, but very, you know, broad-minded, queer positive, neurodivergent positive people. He had a pretty good crowd, honestly. Ugh. What's this suffer? People were eating Cornetto vanilla ice cream, open roof Amy Park 2 weeks ago. What? Ice cream doesn't give you colds. Germs give you colds. Anyway, I am going to have a pee break, and then I'm going to try passion fruit and pineapple mineral water. See what that's like. But I do need to take a quick pee break. But, I'll be quick. The toilet's just across the hall. So I won't even put anything on. I'll just be back. Oh man, why? I really had to pee. God damn. One of those things, the floodgate opened. Mark Walters. Hello. Passion fruit cider. I kind of like traditional ciders, but I don't mind flavored ciders. But okay, this is new. This is me having something non-alcoholic. I might even use this as a mixer. But passion fruit and pineapple sounds like a good flavor. These are only very lightly flavored. So I'll see what this one's like. Like I said earlier, hopefully I like it because I bought a box of 12 of them. Ooh, that's a nice left field. Passion fruit cheesecake. I had cheesecake for dessert, a date night last night. A Basque cheesecake, which is it's like a baked cheesecake, and the top of it's like deliberately burnt to add that extra bit of flavor. It was really fucking good. But they have this other dessert that's a name I don't know, and it's just fucking next level. Yes, we had the ham cider once, and it was not. It's not really creme brulee because the top of a creme brulee is sugar, and you're burning sugar on the top, so you're getting like this burnt toffee thing. It's literally just a baked cheesecake, and the very top of it is burnt. In fact, the Basque cheesecakes are often referred to as Basque burnt cheesecakes. Now I feel like looking up what they call this other dessert at Pony, just because I'd never heard of it before, but it's so good. Jesus Christ, Google's doing some stupid stuff that shits me up the wall. Oh God, where's the fucking Zoom? Ah, there we go. That's the Zoom. It's called dark brown sugar budino, Budino, with creme fraiche. Fuck me, I've never heard of that. I don't really know what it is, but it's so good. It's just exceptional. It's interesting they haven't updated the menu on their website. The menu on their website is wrong. It's not what the menu was in the restaurant, but menu in the restaurant was extremely good. I swear to, like, even places where I really like, Mrs. Angry and I have a whole bunch of stuff. And it's Strictly Say, okay, so what was dinner? Because that was our 500th date night. So this place, Pony, which is technically in Armidale, but it's right next to Toorak train station. Okay, so we had like a starter. It was these zucchini chips, and it was like a zucchini that had been sliced really thin, long ways, dipped in batter, and then flash fried in obviously really hot oil, because then the batter was super crispy and the zucchini had basically liquefied, and there was some really nice spices and flavors in the batter. That was the starter. That was fucking awesome. And the main was like a whole deboned chicken with nice flavors, and we had these seasonal greens. Again, something as simple as roast chicken, and they did it so well. It's so fucking yummy. It's kind of like, I have a thing with pizza places. Get a margarita, like a plain pizza. If they can't make a plain pizza taste good, they're probably hiding. Cocktails, I'd say, can they make a good martini? Because a martini is just really simple and there's not much to hide behind. And this was like roast chicken, and it was so fucking good. And just the greens and sesame we had with it was really yummy. And the dessert, like often when we go out to places, and we like these places, but they something like this because we usually get 3 cocktails each, and we get a couple of courses of food. And there's often in the food, there's like, that one bit that wasn't great. Oh, there's one cocktail that wasn't great. This one we had 3 drinks. Actually, I think we had 4 drinks each, and the food and no misses. They were all 8 or 9 out of 10. They were just fucking amazing. You Long Island iced tea. That's your Parma test. Okay, yeah. I even because there's a lot in a Long Island iced tea, and I think it's kind of a gimmick drink. So I go for simplicity. Like at pizza places, it's a margarita. Cocktail places, it's a martini or maybe an old fashioned. Um, Something simple. Can they do something simple without fucking it up? Like, and even a simple sour, like a daiquiri or a margarita or a gimlet. If they can do something simple without fucking it up, you can probably trust them with more complicated things. Anyway, non-alcoholic stuff. That's not bad. That just has again, I like that it's really lightly flavored. Just has the really faint pineapple and passion fruit flavors in there. Yeah, Heine and Safa doing the F1 talk, and that's cool. It's everyone should have their thing, and we should roll with that. I'm also kind of tempted to do this, turn this into a highball. It's non-alcoholic at the moment. I was thinking passion fruit and pineapple. I should put some rum in there, see what it's like as a highball. But then again, maybe I shouldn't. And go there. Mark, what's happening? Oh, okay. So that's the whole thing with steak. Yeah. I am a big medium rare guy. And look, honestly, I'm with people like if people want medium or well done, that's your thing. I'm not surprised that restaurants don't want people to do it. I can't really do rare, um, or even blue where they just sear it and then it's raw. But medium rare where it's still red on the inside and it's tender. Um, but that's you can start fights talking about steak. Sorry, Safra, I did see you saying, "Have I been to a Michelin star restaurant?" I'm trying to think. Attica. Uh, Not that I've been in there, but they were doing takeaways during lockdown. Attica, Melbourne. Good on you, Attica. Recognize the lands on which we do. Attica do actually work with Indigenous Australians to bring in native stuff. Is Attica Michelin star? Yeah. Okay. So Attica, which is in Ripon Lea, has a Michelin star. And I've not done dine in at Attica, but during lockdown, they had this whole thing, Attica at home, where they were preparing dishes that you could go and pick up and serve at home that were really fucking good. So we did Attica at home a couple of times. It was really good. Well, actually, Michelin star is a European thing. So it's kind of fun when people go, Michelin star, that must be different to the tire thing. Must be something, it must just be coincidence. No, it's actually the tire company, Michelin. And as I understand it, it was encouraging people to do road trips around Europe. Um, and So yeah, the restaurant rating thing is actually done by a tire company who are also famous for calendars with nude ladies on it. How many Michelin stars does Attica have? I think it's one. Oh, they've got a Wikipedia entry. Of course they do. Ray Venturi, been included in the world's 50 best restaurants since 2010. Current position rates it as the top restaurant in Australia. So Attica is actually on global rankings called the best restaurant in Australia. 5 Michelin rated restaurants in Australia to dine at. Attica. 2 Michelin stars. There you go. I thought maybe they only had one. They have 2 Michelin stars. So there you go. That's a little bit of trivia. Attica has 2 Michelin stars. But I'm not a real foodie. And the Attica people are definitely like hardcore foodies, do really wild and crazy stuff and whatnot. And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm worried I won't actually enjoy these. And I don't know. But the Attica at home thing. Yes, Attica is the name of a prison in New York. And that is what Al Pacino yells out in Dog Day Afternoon. It's about the Attica prison in New York. Uh, But yeah, it was kind of fun getting Attica at home, getting take home stuff from a Michelin starred restaurant. And the Attica at home stuff, super fucking yummy. Really good. Like Mrs. Angry and I had, like I said, we had our 500th date night on a Saturday night because we kept having dates all during lockdown. We just had them at home. There were all these great places doing take home stuff for you. And I would do the cocktail menu for our at home dates. Um, I would come up with a menu that had like a dozen options on it. And I'd put out to Mrs. Angry, okay, time to order a drink. Which do you want from the menu? And I'd make them. And we'd have this great food from great restaurants. Yeah, we just kept having date nights during lockdowns, just to have them at home. Doing our little bit to support the businesses that were struggling. Because, I don't know, I don't want to call myself a hero, but if other people want to put the hero label on me, then I guess I'll just accept it. But yeah, I developed a whole bunch of cocktail menus, and it was really fun to do. It was kind of like, and I would change it every fortnight. We would do a date night every second Saturday, and it's like, okay, do a cocktail menu. And it's like, okay, those worked, and the next date night, about half the drinks on the menu would be different, and we would just rotate them. And I have done the same. I've done the same for young Mr. Angry, having things with his friends. I've done them for Mrs. Angry's lad a couple times when he had some friends over. I was like, yeah, I'll do you a cocktail menu. You'll pick from this and I'll make your cocktails. So, just a bit of fun because they're all good kids. And by kids, I mean young adults because they're all adults. But they're all good and they seem to have pretty solid friends. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'll just make it a little thing for you, little event. Have people over, make them a couple drinks, and have a good time. So, Dr. Miguel, the term hero is bandied about way too often. Once in a while, first opportunity, someone that comes along begs to use the term hero. Yeah. Yeah, it's just fun. Strictly saying, I'm sure you agree too. It's fun to actually do a cocktail menu for people. And it just make because you can it's not that difficult to do, and it just makes it an event, and it makes it a little bit special, and and it's just fun. Ah, mm. Okay, like if I was an actual influencer getting people to do free things, I would be doing this in the hopes that Schweppes would send me free things. But these things you can get from the supermarket, they're infused natural mineral waters, and there's no sugar, and the flavors are just really light. They're very yummy. They're very refreshing, and they make very good mixes. I'm just drinking this straight as a non-alcoholic thing, but I have also those highballs. Another time, I think I'm done drinking alcohol tonight, but another night I might have that one. Passion fruit and pineapple just kind of screams out for rum. I might do a highball with one of those and some rum, but not tonight. I was kind of tossing up whether I would do it tonight. It's like, no, I don't think I will. Shuki say you posted your. Oh yeah, I want to see your cocktail menu, man, on the Discord. Where's it showing up? Oh, come on, Discord. What are you fucking doing to me? Okay, so strictly Sega's cocktails. Oh my god, sorry, that one. Okay, I have to share this because this one cracks me up so much. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. So there's like Mountain Dew drink, a Dew tinny, not a Dew J tinny, Long Island iced tea, frozen margarita, frozen berry daiquiri, fruit tingle, pina colada, Charlie coffee special, and also whiskey sours and old fashions. That sounds like a really good menu. I'm sure I actually kept like PDFs of the cocktail menus I did for things. I might share another time. I don't have them immediately available. Geez, Justin. Okay. Is it weird? Okay, like I'm going to talk about what I was a kid. Sometimes your pets would die. I don't know that we knew they had cancer or something. Um, yeah, it's the downside of pets. Pets are wonderful and companionship and whatnot, but they don't live forever. Ooh, has anyone? Sorry, this just randomly made me come up with it. Has anyone been watching the new Star Wars series on Disney, The Acolyte? And I'm gonna keep watching it, and it's. I feel like they're setting up for a slow build up. It doesn't grab you as quickly as something like The Mandalorian or Andor. Um, but I feel like they're going for a slow build, and I quite like it because they're setting up the Jedi to be dicks, and the Jedi are dicks. Mark, you watched Critical Drinker Review. Okay, I don't know what that is. There you go. Oh, Safi, you're waiting for the whole thing? Yes, I'm not giving any spoilers, but it feels like they're going for slow build. You haven't watched it? And also just because it's set, does 100 years before the prequels count as Old Republic? I don't know the lore that well. But they are definitely setting it up that, the Jedi are dicks, which I'm a complete. Hey, Aussie Gun Bunny, how you doing, man? Thank you for wishing me the happy YouTube 18th. Thanks for dropping in, man, and I appreciate it. Yeah, the dog doesn't know it's got cancer. Just us poor humans know that. But I think the Acolyte has a lot of potential. The Disney Star Wars series are a very weird mix. The Mandalorian was up and down, but broadly enjoyable. The Book of Boba Fett was very confusing to me, in that I feel like they didn't know what they actually wanted to do with it, and it was very weird. Andor is obviously the best they've ever done. I thought the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing was actually pretty good. What else was there? Oh, Ahsoka. I thought Ahsoka was pretty good. And yeah, Acolyte might end up being good. I feel like it's doing slow build at the moment. But yeah, I think I can safely say the Book of Boba Fett was the most confusing to me. I just genuinely don't think it made a lot of sense. It's kind of like, I don't know, is he a cool badass or isn't he? And why does weird, stupid shit keep happening? This is very weird. I'm confused. Um, there were elements of Book of Boba Fett that were exceptionally good, and then I feel like they just wasted them, and it was just genuinely confusing to me. Did I miss any Star Wars series? I don't know if I said them all. Mark, a year ago, you took 2 months off. Look after your dying golden retriever. Ah, again, pets. They are this weird double thing of being really fulfilling and comforting and also heartbreaking because they just don't last as long as us. It's fucking tough. Yeah. Oof. Okay, I watched actually a couple episodes of Bad Batch, which for those who don't know it is an animated series. I've not really gotten into the animated series, and a lot of people argue they're really good. Ones that have Anakin and Ahsoka in them, and Rebels and Resistance, and the Bad Batch are a group of clone troopers that, because of some aberration in their genetic coding, they're actually individuals. And when Order 69 comes through, whatever the fucking order was to kill all the Jedi, it doesn't control them and they stay independent. So it's a really good concept. But I haven't watched a lot of it. I watched a couple episodes of The Bad Batch. True, Justin, there are some birds, notably parrots, that can live longer than humans. Like I grew up with a sulfur-crested cockatoo, which was probably at least 20 years old when we got it, and might still be alive for all I know. I don't know who ended up with it. Was it Order 69, or did I just make that up because I'm an idiot? The order to kill the Jedi. Which order was it? But yeah, the concept of the Bad Batch, genetic clones that were where the genetic sequencing was messed up enough for them to be individuals. Really good concept. Uh, but yeah, I don't know why I never particularly got into the animated series. Order four, so it's Order 420. Is that a joke too? See, I don't. It's Order 66. Okay. See, I am old and my brain doesn't work. That's my excuse. I knew it wouldn't have been Order 69. They wouldn't have done Order 69 because no one could keep a straight face. Oh, good, Justin, you're also. What, Jesus, wasn't someone else saying I should get a parrot the other day? Mark, you have a sulfur-crested cockatoo. I have 80. Passed through 2 generations. There you go. Yeah, they can live a long fucking time. And they're such great talkers and they have a really good personality. But yeah, and this is when I was a kid. So I am talking 40 years ago. Oh God, I'm so old. I'm talking more than 40 years ago. 50 years ago. And it was probably already 20 years old when we had it. I lost track. God, I'll have to ask some of my family, who the fuck ended up with the cockatoo? And is it still alive? And we never had a good name. We either called it Cocky or Fred. So we never even had a good name for it. Oh, that's fucked up. And honestly, Aidsy would appreciate it, Justin. I can really convincingly say I am not going to get a parrot and call it Aidsy. Who knows? Oh, there's a little fucking flying thing there. Maybe I'll get a parrot. I'm not going to call it Aidsy though. I'm just not. Because I'd abuse it. I'd start to channel anything frustrating the parrot did. I'd channel my reactions to Aidsy doing frustrating things, and wouldn't go well. All right, so where? God, it's almost 10:30, and I've not got a message from Mrs. Angry that she's gone to bed yet. I'm kind of tempted. I just had this impulse. Ooh, maybe not an old fashioned, maybe a Manhattan. So I got this sweet vermouth here I want to use up. The Manhattan Classic Cocktail. Ingredients. Okay, early recipes. Classic Manhattans. What the fuck? A dry Manhattan, perfect Manhattan. Yep, okay. So, I feel like I'm saying Mrs. Angranson told me she's going to bed. I feel like she told me she's going to bed just after I record this. But I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. Is there bitters? Where's my bitters? Here. Okay. Just this very nice whiskey here. Oh yeah, no, Justin Aidsy would love it if I had a parrot called Aidsy. And it's just testament to how much he asked. I think I timed him once on a live stream where he wasn't letting me talk because he would just talk nonstop without breathing. I think he talked 45 minutes at one point without a pause and without any response from me. It was a thing to behold. much of this is there? Oh, yeah, that's good. Meaning to empty that bottle for a little while. Put that in there. Do 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 do. And you don't normally. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Okay, that's like some crust from. That's really weird. I didn't notice that. Some sediment from the sweet vermouth. Like a weird crust. That's really funny. Okay, you can't see that. It's just a thing I'm seeing. Anyway. It's a whole thing. Oh god, there's so much sediment in there. That's so funny. Funny to me anyway. It's weird and messed up. Anyway, so I got a little Manhattan on ice, which is not how you normally serve a Manhattan. But I'm just fucking around, so it's okay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. So, Justin, your brother talks nonstop, so you'll just put the phone down, let him unload. Not saying I did that with AIDSy, but I'm not saying I've done that with AIDSy too. What I'm saying is I have done it with AIDSy. Definitely did that with him. Just put the phone down and just hear it going. And like occasionally it would register with him that he hasn't heard from me for a very long time. He's like, "You still there?" I went, "Yeah, I'm still here. You're just fucking monologuing, so I'm just letting you go." Ooh, nice. You get up early enough, going to photograph birds in the wetlands. If you get any good pictures, I would very much like to see them on the Discord. If you feel like sharing them. Okay, I still prefer an old-fashioned, but a Manhattan is very nice. So, Mark, you had a $5 Banrock Station Pinot Grigio, a wine, comes in a plastic bottle made from recycled PET, like a shampoo bottle, can redeem it for 10 cents at the recycling center. Yes, I save stuff for the recycling center. Get a couple of dollars. Yes, nice. Yeah, definitely. Any good pics you get, post them. I'd love to see them. Justin, your brothers and ADHD chatterbox. It's a thing. Is it also you get a thing with people with ADHD and similar conditions? Some people will be compulsive talkers, and some will be like the opposite, where they can't have extended conversations because it's too stressful. That's yummy. Yes, I will repeat myself and say I definitely prefer old fashions, but a classic Manhattan is quite nice. And I like to mix things up. I like to have it a bit differently. But geez, that one I did at the start of the night, 2.5 hours ago, the Vieux Carré variation, Vieux Place, super fucking good. Super yummy. And I'm definitely got to make a batch cocktail for a party that is a variation on that. Yep, absolutely right, Mark. ADHD has a hyperactive version and hypoactive or inattentive version. Yeah, it does. People are a spectrum and a lot of things, and even people who are diagnosed with the same or similar condition, it can absolutely manifest in very different ways, simply because people are different. Just the opposite. Remember a guy at school saying you don't talk much, kind of weird. Yeah, and it is. That's literally the way various things manifest. There's like generic, oh, it means this, but there's also, in practical terms, really significant differences in the the way things manifest. There's now a bunch of fucking sediment in this. I'll survive. Kind of tempted to just. I'll show it to you. This thing here, is it showing up? A little bit of sediment. I'm kind of tempted to just crunch on it, but also I don't want to because it's weird. That's fine. Doesn't taste gross. It's just weird because it's solid. It's fine. Yeah. Fortunately, I have backup bottles of my sweet vermouth because I knew it was running low, so I made sure I had a backup. I'm kind of like that broadly, generally. I like to have backups. I don't like to let something run out. Just go like, well, there's that one that I'm working on now. Ooh, I just had a sudden thing. Because I got my carrot plushie here. Which is funny because it's this way with its smiley mouth, but really it should be this way. Because that's how carrots grow. But you see his little feet and little arms? So I got a carrot plushie here. I'm sure I had a little carrot plushie. Okay. Just generally, I've showed this before. There is a stupid pile of shit on this bed here. Like my hat. So I've got my hat here. Oh, yeah. I'll do a milady. Your cousin's wife. During a wedding, thinking of breaking up because he didn't talk much with Frank and Miss. Oh, wow. There you go. I was sure. Yes. There's a small carrot. I'm going to take the small carrot to bed. The big carrot, I can just hold it in my hand. I can take the small carrot to bed. It's a happy small carrot. All right, take the hat off. Okay, I'll let you on a little secret. Like I'll be snuggling with Mrs. Angry. And I have a bad habit. I'll be holding her and I'll poke, like my hand will want to squeeze and I'll poke her and she finds it very off-putting. But if I put something in my hand, like a little soft toy, I can hold her and then I just squeeze the soft toy and I don't bother Mrs. Angry. So there you go. Justin, I agree. Quiet people can be awesome. I think the carrot toys, the Young Angries must have got them from like Comic-Con or something and just left them here. So there's a big one. This is too big, okay? This one is too big. Well, it's like, this is weird. Okay, put that down. But this one, I need something I can hold in my hand so I don't poke Mrs. Angry. So when my hand convulses, I just convulse on the soft toy. So I'm gonna. We had this giraffe toy. But I want my own one. So I'm maybe gonna. I'm gonna sleep with the carrot. It's smiling. I'll bring it on the stream another time to see if it's still smiling, or if it's been traumatized by me doing this to it while I sleep. I don't know why I do that while I sleep, but I do it. Yum. Manhattans are yummy. Here's the thing, Justin, say also about quiet people being awesome. People who only know me through YouTube, or probably even through my work, or Boisterous and whatnot, may well have trouble believing that in social settings, particularly when I don't know someone, I'm very quiet. I find it very hard to talk to strangers. And if I'm somewhere and I'm by myself and I don't know people, I'm extremely unlikely to interact with people. So it's always kind of funny when I organized YouTube meetups. And that would just be a bunch of people I didn't know. But because I organized it, I had to integrate people and get people doing stuff. I'd always be really sort of, hey, yeah, hey, here's this person, here's that person. Because I had a framework. And a framework's like, these are YouTube people. So we're not starting from zero because we're all YouTube people. So I can use that as a frame to relate to people. So, but if I'm somewhere and I don't have a frame for relating to people, I'm going to be very quiet because I I am I find it very difficult to interact with people I don't know when I don't have a framework for the interaction. Give me a framework and I'm fine. Or people I know, I'm fine. But people I don't know, where I don't have a framework, I'm very sort of repressed and introspective. Toronto Maple Leaf, you got me just before I went to bed. Time zones, happy 18th anniversary. I know, 18 years since my first upload. Yep, and that's the message from Mrs. Angry that she's going to bed. So I think I'm going to go to bed too. I finished that Manhattan, finished this mineral water. Ah, and I eat my cherry because I do have a cherry. So, what will we be watching tomorrow? And probably Tuesday too. Because I did this stream, I probably won't do a Tuesday stream. Thank you. I'm really appreciative that you popped in, Toronto Maple Leafer. I'll be watching Doctor Who and a Netflix series called Sweet Tooth, which is they've just released the third and final season, and I do recommend you watch it. It's a fun sort of fantasy thing. There's some sort of disease. It's a double thing. There's a disease that wipes out most of humanity, but also at the same time, there's a period where like all the babies that are born are these hybrids that are part animal, part human, and they have physical attributes of animals. It's called Sweet Tooth, Safa. I do recommend it. It's based on a comic series, and Netflix have just released the third and final season. It's just a fun, sort of slightly whimsical, slightly dark fantasy series. Post-apocalypse stuff. So it's some fun, whimsical stuff and some really dark stuff. But yeah, tomorrow and possibly Tuesday, I'll be watching Sweet Tooth. I'll be watching Doctor Who. I still haven't watched the newest episode of Doctor Who. But anyway, you'll take care. I'm going sleepy bobos. And look, literally, this might be the last stream for more than a week. Or there could be a whole bunch. Oh, yeah. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday will either be no streams or very special streams with surprise guests. And I literally won't know until we hit Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is going to happen. So this is either the last stream for more than a week or there's going to be other. Oh, yes, Mike, you picked it up. Sleepy Bobos is absolutely from the Goodies, which was on endless repeat when I was a kid. Nice pickup. Surprise stream? Yeah, well, you know about it, Dr. Abigail. Thursday, Friday, Saturday will either be no stream or surprise streams. So, and I won't know until we get there. So there you go. Yeah, you'll have to, if I'm not there, you'll have to find something else to do. So I'm probably not doing a Tuesday stream, although maybe I will, but I'm probably not. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a mystery. Anything could happen. Nothing or anything. It could be a spectacular with so many people, or it could be nothing. I just like hinting at weird shit. But anyway, I'm going to bed now. So I'll see you all another time and say bye.